No one had ever seen him move. For 92 days, the most feared man in Seoul lay completely still. Eyes open, body frozen, machines breathing for him. Doctors whispered outside the room. Guards stood like statues. And somewhere in the city, his enemies waited. Because if the Korean Mafia boss died, a war would begin. And if he woke up, someone inside that hospital would die first. That's why the entire floor was locked down. No visitors, no outsiders, no unnecessary staff. Not even senior doctors were allowed inside alone. The man in that bed controlled billions. He commanded loyalty without speaking. And even paralyzed, he terrified powerful people. But everything changed the day the new nurse arrived. A quiet black woman with calm eyes and steady hands. She wasn't afraid of the guards. She wasn't impressed by the power. And she didn't care about the warnings, because the moment she stepped into his room, the paralyzed Korean Mafia boss blinked. For the first time in 3 months. And suddenly, the most dangerous men in Seoul started watching her like she was the most important person alive. Because she wasn't just a nurse. She was the only person he was waiting for. The elevator doors opened slowly. The 7th floor felt wrong. Too quiet, too controlled, too guarded. Amara Cole stepped out, holding a small clipboard and a coffee she hadn't touched yet. 2 men in black suits immediately blocked her path. They didn't look like hospital security. They looked like bodyguards. One of them spoke first. "This floor is restricted." Amara calmly showed her badge. "I'm assigned here." The second guard looked at the badge, then at her. "You're new." "Yes." "Name?" "Amara Cole." He spoke into his earpiece. "New nurse arrived." Silence. Then a voice responded. "Let her pass." The guard stepped aside, but his eyes followed her. Every step. The hallway looked more like a private military wing than a hospital. Cameras on every corner. Doors sealed. No patients. No noise. Only one room at the end. Room 701. And 4 armed guards outside. Amara slowed slightly as she approached. One of the guards opened the door before she could knock. "Don't touch anything without permission," he said. She walked inside. The room was cold. Machines hummed quietly. Monitors blinked in rhythm. And in the center, Kang Min-jae, even motionless. He looked dangerous. Sharp cheekbones, broad shoulders, strong jawline. His eyes were open, but empty, completely still. No blinking, no breathing movement without the machine, no sign of life. Amara stepped closer, checked the chart. Vitals stable. Brain activity minimal but present. Conscious. Trapped. She placed her bag down. "Good morning, Mr. Kang." No reaction. She adjusted his blanket. "My name is Amara. I'll be taking care of you." Still nothing. Outside the glass wall, guards watched closely. One whispered, "She's talking to him." Another scoffed. They all tried. He doesn't respond. Amara didn't stop. "I know you can hear me." She checked his IV. "The doctors said you're conscious." She leaned slightly closer. "So, I'll talk to you like you're awake." Nothing. She took a deep breath. "I don't care who you are outside this room." The guards exchanged looks. "I treat every patient the same." Still nothing. "And I don't get intimidated easily." She adjusted the monitor. Silence. Then, blink. Outside, one guard straightened. "Did you see that?" Another leaned forward. He blinked. Inside, Amara froze for half a second, then stayed calm. "There you are." She spoke softly. "I knew you were listening." The monitor beeped slightly faster. And for the first time in 3 months, Kang Min-jae blinked again. The hallway exploded. "Call the doctor!" "He moved!" "Get the chief." Men rushed in. The senior neurologist pushed past everyone. What happened? The guard pointed at Amara. She walked in, started talking. Then he blinked. The doctor stared. That's impossible. He rushed to the bedside, checked pupils, heart rate, brain scan. Activity increased. And the doctor whispered, This is new. The head of security entered, tall, cold, sharp eyes. What happened? The doctor answered quietly. He responded. To what? The guard pointed. Her. The security chief turned slowly toward Amara. What did you say to him? I introduced myself. That's it? Yes. You're lying. She met his eyes. I'm not. He stepped closer. No one has gotten a reaction. Not doctors. Not his men. She remained calm. Maybe he just needed someone normal. The room went silent. The security chief studied her face. Then, unexpectedly, he bowed slightly. Continue. The doctor protested. You're letting her stay? He didn't look away from Amara. Yes. She's new. She's effective. The security chief turned. Everyone out. The room emptied, except Amara and the paralyzed king. Not everyone was happy. Outside, two nurses whispered loudly. She thinks she's special. He blinked once. Big deal. Another nurse smirked. She won't last. Amara walked past them quietly. One of them stepped in front of her. You know who he is? Yes. You're not scared? No. The nurse scoffed. You should be. People disappear around him. Amara responded calmly. He's my patient. The nurse leaned closer. You're temporary. Don't get comfortable. Amara didn't react. But as she walked away, she heard them laugh. She thinks she's important. She's just the new girl. Inside room 701, Kang Min-jae's heart monitor increased slightly, like he heard everything. Later that night, Amara adjusted his IV. The room was quiet. She spoke softly. They don't like me. Silence. But that's okay. She checked his pulse. I'm not here to impress anyone. She paused. I'm here for you. Suddenly, his finger twitched. She froze. Then slowly, his hand moved again. Barely, but real. She leaned closer. You're trying to move? The monitor sped up. Outside, the guards stood up instantly. She's getting another reaction. Inside. His finger touched her wrist. Weak, but intentional. Amara's voice softened. You're fighting. His eyes shifted slightly. Toward her. And for the first time, the most feared man in Seoul was responding to only one person, the new black nurse. And outside the room, his men started to realize something terrifying. He wasn't waking up for them. He was waking up for her. By the next morning, the entire 7th floor knew. The boss had moved. Not for the doctors, and not for his own men. Not even when his right-hand man spoke to him for hours. He moved. For the new nurse. Amara stepped off the elevator again, and this time the guards didn't stop her. They straightened. One even bowed slightly. She noticed, but didn't react. Inside the nurses' station, the atmosphere had changed. Yesterday they laughed at her. Today they watched her. One nurse leaned over to another. That's her. The one he reacted to? Yes. Another whispered quietly, Be careful. If she becomes important, we shouldn't offend her. Amara ignored all of it and walked straight to room 701. The door opened immediately. The head of security was already inside. He nodded. He responded again last night. I know, she replied calmly. You were alone? Yes. He studied her. Oh, what did you say to him? I talked. About what? Nothing important. He didn't believe her. But before he could ask more, the monitor beeped. Kang Min-jae's eyes shifted toward her. The security chief froze. He recognized you. Amara walked closer. Good morning. Blink. The chief inhaled sharply. He's responding again. This time, it wasn't random. It was intentional. For the first time, the guards stopped treating her like staff. They started treating her like access. One of them approached carefully. If he responds, talk to him more. I will. Tell him we're loyal. Amara looked at him. He already knows. The guard hesitated. You don't understand. If he wakes up and thinks we failed. She cut him off gently. You didn't fail. He's alive. The guard swallowed, and no one spoke to them like that. Calm, direct, without fear. Inside, Kang Min-jae's heart rate increased again. The chief noticed. He reacts when you speak confidently. Amara tilted her head. Maybe he prefers honesty. The chief nodded slowly. That was something only insiders knew. Kang Min-jae hated lies, even small ones. But not everyone accepted her growing importance. The senior nurse cornered her during lunch. You're getting too much attention. I'm just doing my job. You're making us look bad. That's not my intention. The nurse crossed her arms. You think you're special because he blinked? No. Then stop acting like it. Amara kept her voice calm. I'm not acting. The nurse smirked. Let me tell you something. When he wakes up, he won't remember you. Amara didn't reply, and the nurse leaned closer. You'll go back to being nothing. Amara simply said, That's okay. The nurse frowned, because she expected insecurity, not confidence. Inside room 701, the monitor spiked again, like he heard everything. That afternoon, Amara adjusted his arm. Try moving your fingers again. Nothing, she repeated softly. You did it last night. A long pause. Then his index finger moved, slow, weak, but controlled. She smiled. There you go. Outside, the guards rushed forward. He moved intentionally. The chief entered quickly. Do it again. Amara spoke calmly. Move your hand. Another twitch. The chief's expression changed. Not shock, respect. He bowed his head slightly toward her. You're helping him come back. She replied quietly. He's helping himself. Late that night, the floor was silent. Only dim lights. Amara sat beside him. You're improving fast. Silence. She leaned slightly closer. Do you remember what happened? His eyes moved. Barely. She noticed. You do, don't you? The monitor increased. You were betrayed. His fingers tightened slightly. That was the answer. Amara whispered, I'll help you. For the first time. His breathing changed. He trusted her. The next morning, a black convoy stopped outside. The entire floor became tense. The doors opened. A tall man stepped out. Sharp suit. Cold eyes. Scar across his eyebrow. This was Park Hyun-woo, Kang Min-jae's right hand, the second most feared man in the organization. Everyone bowed. He walked straight to room 701, and then stopped when he saw Amara. Who is she? The security chief answered. He responds to her. Park studied her carefully. You're the nurse? Yes. You made him react? I spoke to him. Park stepped closer. You understand. If anything happens to him, you die first. Amara didn't flinch. I understand. Park watched her. Then suddenly, Kang Min-jae's heart monitor jumped. His eyes moved toward Amara. Park froze. He ignored me. She spoke softly. He's listening. Park slowly turned and bowed toward her. Help him wake up. That night, something changed. Amara leaned close. You're safe. His lips trembled. She froze. Then, a faint sound. Air. Shaped into a word. Ah! She leaned closer. Try again. His throat moved. Amma. Her eyes widened. You're saying my name. Outside, and the guards rushed. He's speaking. The room filled instantly. Doctors, guards, Park. They watched. Kang Min-jae struggled. Amara! Silence. The entire room froze. He said her name. Not theirs. Not his right hand. Not his organization. Her. Park whispered slowly. How? Does he know her? Amara didn't answer, because her heart was already racing. He remembered. And if he remembered her, then everything was about to change. Park pulled the security chief aside. Investigate her. She saved him. Investigate her. Yes. They ran a full background check. No criminal record. Top nursing scores. Transferred quietly. No connections. Too clean. Park frowned. No one is this calm around him. The chief replied quietly. She doesn't fear him. Park looked through the glass. Kang Min-jae's eyes followed her. He trusts her. That was more dangerous than anything. Over the next 2 days, Kang Min-jae improved rapidly. Hand movement, eye tracking, breathing attempts. Only when she spoke. Doctors were stunned. Park became certain. She wasn't random. She meant something. That night, she held his hand. You're coming back. His fingers tightened. She smiled softly. I knew you would. His eyes softened. And for the first time, emotion appeared. Not fear. Not anger. Recognition. And outside, Park whispered quietly, when he wakes, everything changes. Because if Kang Min-jae remembered her, then she wasn't just a nurse. She was part of his past. And maybe something much more dangerous. The entire 7th floor felt different that morning. Not tense. Expectant. I'd like everyone was waiting for something big to happen. Amara entered room 701 quietly. Good morning. Kang Min-jae's eyes moved instantly toward her. That alone made the guards exchange looks. He didn't respond to anyone else like that. She checked his vitals. You're stronger today. His fingers moved. Not a twitch. A deliberate movement. She leaned closer. You want to try sitting up? The monitor spiked. Outside, Park Hyun-woo stepped forward. Is he ready? Amara nodded slowly. We can try. 2 guards moved forward. Amara raised her hand. No, let me. They stopped immediately. Park noticed that. They obeyed her, not him. She gently supported Kang Min-jae's shoulders. On 3. 1, 2, 3. He tried. His body trembled. Machines beeped rapidly. Then, slowly. He lifted. Just a few inches. But enough. The room froze. The most feared man in Seoul was sitting up, weak, but awake. Park immediately bowed. Boss! Kang Min-jae ignored him. His eyes stayed on Amara. Only her. His lips moved again. The doctors leaned closer. Air escaped. You... Amara leaned in. I'm here. His throat tightened. Came. The guards stared. Park's eyes narrowed. He wasn't asking who she was. He was confirming something. Amara's voice softened. Yes. His eyes closed briefly. Relief. Then he whispered again. Late. She swallowed. I know. Park's suspicion grew. They weren't strangers. They were speaking like 2 people who already shared history. Park stepped forward carefully. Boss, do you recognize me? No reaction. Kang Min-jae's gaze stayed on Amara. Park lowered his head slightly. He's ignoring everyone. The security chief whispered, except her. Park turned slowly. Leave them alone. The room emptied. Only 2 guards outside. Park watched through the glass. He had seen Kang Min-jae in war, in negotiation, in execution. But never like this. Soft, focused, human. And it only happened around her. That meant one thing. She mattered. More than anyone. Amara sat beside him. You scared everyone. His eyes moved. Not. You. She smiled slightly. No. He struggled to breathe. Safe. Now. You are. His fingers moved toward her. She took his hand. The contact was natural, familiar, like they had done it before. He whispered slowly. Waited. Her eyes softened. I know. Outside, Park's suspicion turned into certainty. They weren't meeting for the first time. And this wasn't coincidence. This was history. But inside the hospital, jealousy grew. The senior nurse who mocked her earlier confronted her again. You're acting like family now. Amara stayed calm. I'm doing my job. You hold his hand. You talk privately. You think we don't see? She didn't respond. The nurse scoffed. When he wakes up, he'll forget you. Amara looked at her. I don't think so. The nurse leaned closer. You're temporary. Don't get attached. Behind the glass, Kang Min-jae's heart monitor spiked. The nurse noticed. He reacts when I talk? Amara replied quietly. No. He reacts when you're disrespectful. The nurse's face hardened. You're getting arrogant. Amara walked away calmly. But something changed. Kang Min-jae's eyes followed her, and his fingers tightened, and he didn't like anyone humiliating her, even now. That night, Amara leaned close. Do you remember what happened before you collapsed? His breathing slowed, eyes darkened. Then, a faint whisper. Drink. She froze. You were poisoned. Blink. Yes. Trusted. Them. His jaw tightened. Anger. The first sign of the old Kang Min-jae returning. She spoke softly. They thought you'd die. His eyes hardened. Mistake. Even weak. He was dangerous. Park entered carefully. Boss. Kang Min-jae looked at him. Finally, Park bowed deeply. You were betrayed. Blink. Names, Park answered. Still investigating. Kang Min-jae's voice came slowly. Bring all. Park understood immediately. Yes. Then Kang Min-jae turned back toward Amara. And that shift didn't go unnoticed. Park realized something important. She wasn't just important. She was priority. Late night. Only dim lights. Amara adjusted his blanket. You're improving fast. He watched her quietly. Then, his lips moved. Wife. She froze. The air disappeared. Outside, the guard straightened. Did he? Amara leaned closer. What did you say? His voice barely audible. My wife. The room fell silent. The guards rushed in. Park entered immediately. Boss? Kang Min-jae's eyes stayed on Amara. Mine. Park's expression changed instantly. Shock. Then realization. Then he slowly bowed. Deep. Very deep. Madam. The guards followed. All of them. The entire room shifted. Amara didn't speak. Because she knew. The truth was out. Park spoke quietly. You are his wife? Amara nodded slowly. Yes. The guards looked stunned. We never knew. She answered calmly. It was secret. Park asked, how long? 2 years. Silence. Park lowered his head again. We failed to protect you. You didn't know. Kang Min-jae's fingers tightened around her hand. He whispered again. Came back. She smiled softly. I promised I would. Park understood everything now. She wasn't random. She wasn't lucky. She was the only person he trusted. From that moment, everything changed. Guards bowed when she walked. Doctors asked her before decisions. Even Park waited for her approval. The senior nurse who mocked her froze when she saw it. They're bowing to her. Another nurse whispered, She's his wife. The senior nurse's face went pale. Amara walked past calmly. No revenge, no arrogance, just quiet authority. Inside the room, Kang Min-jae watched her, pride in his eyes. By morning, Kang Min-jae sat upright, fully conscious, weak but aware. Park stood before him. "Boss, we identified 3 suspects." Kang Min-jae's eyes turned cold. "Bring—" Park nodded. "Yes." The guards moved. Amara looked at him. "You're going to punish them." He answered softly. "Hurt. You, too." She realized. They didn't just try to kill him. They also tried to eliminate her. That was their mistake. Because now, the Korean Mafia boss was awake, and his wife was beside him, and revenge was about to begin. The atmosphere on the 7th floor changed completely. No more whispers, no more uncertainty. The king was awake, and everyone knew what came next. Judgment. Kang Min-jae sat upright in the hospital bed, pale, still weak, but his presence alone filled the room with pressure. The machines beside him continued their steady rhythm, yet no one dared focus on them. Every eye was on him. Amara stood beside him quietly. Her hand rested near his, not holding it, but close enough that he could reach it. Park Hyun-woo stepped forward. "Boss, they're here." Kang Min-jae didn't answer immediately. His gaze remained calm, calculating. Then he blinked once. Permission. The door opened. 3 men were dragged inside, all of them powerful executives from the Kang organization, men who controlled shipping routes, money laundering channels, and overseas deals, men who once bowed to him. Now they trembled. The first one fell to his knees instantly. "Boss, we thought you were dead." Silence. Kang Min-jae looked at him, cold, emotionless. The second man tried to speak. "We were protecting the organization. There would have been chaos." Kang Min-jae raised one finger. He didn't need to say anything. The room fell silent instantly. He looked at Park. "Drink." Park nodded. "You poisoned his whiskey." The first man collapsed completely. "Please, I didn't mean—" Kang Min-jae's eyes darkened. "Loyal?" The man started crying. "Yes, I was loyal." "Lie." Park gestured. Guards dragged the man away. His screams echoed down the hallway. No one reacted. Justice had started. The second man began shaking violently. "Boss, I didn't poison you. I only knew about it. I didn't stop it." Kang Min-jae stared. That was worse. He whispered slowly, "Watched." The man froze. "Yes, but I—" "Coward." Park nodded. Guards grabbed him. He screamed. "I supported you for 10 years," Kang Min-jae answered quietly. "Not enough." The man was dragged out. Silence returned. Only one remained. The third man didn't beg. He just stared. Cold. "You were supposed to die." The guards stiffened. Even Park narrowed his eyes. "You built an empire." "But you were becoming weak," the man continued. "Too emotional. Too careful." Kang Min-jae watched him. "You decided?" "Yes." The man smirked. "The organization needs a ruthless leader." Kang Min-jae's voice was quiet. "I am—" The man shook his head. "You were, until she came." Everyone froze. His eyes moved toward Amara. "She made you soft." The air turned heavy. Park stepped forward angrily. "Oh, watch your—" Kang Min-jae lifted his hand. Silence. He looked at the man. "You threatened her?" The man smiled. "Yes, she would have been next." That was the moment everything changed. Kang Min-jae's eyes turned ice cold. The old king returned. "Mistake." He nodded once. The guards didn't even wait. They dragged the man out instantly. No screams. Just silence. Because everyone knew. That man wouldn't be seen again. The room emptied slowly. Only Amara, Park, and 2 guards remained. Kang Min-jae leaned back slightly, exhausted. Amara adjusted his pillow. "You pushed too hard." "Needed." She shook her head softly. "You're still recovering." He looked at her. "Safe. Now." She smiled. "Yes." Park watched quietly. For the first time, he saw Kang Min-jae relaxed. Not as a boss, as a man. Yet because the threat wasn't just to his power, it was to her, and he eliminated it without hesitation. By evening, the entire hospital knew. 3 powerful men removed. No explanation, no investigation. Just gone. The senior nurse who mocked Amara earlier avoided eye contact. Another nurse whispered, "She's really his wife." And he punished them because of her. The senior nurse swallowed. "I shouldn't have spoken to her like that." Amara walked past them calmly. No revenge, no arrogance, just quiet confidence. That scared them more, because power that doesn't need to show itself is the most dangerous. That night, the floor finally felt peaceful. No chaos, no tension, just quiet. Amara sat beside him. "You scared everyone today?" He looked at her. "Including you." She shook her head. "No." "Why?" "Because I know you." His fingers moved slowly. She took his hand. "Left. Before." Her expression softened. "I had to. It was safer. Came back. I promised I would." He studied her. Waited. She smiled gently. "I knew you would." The silence between them felt warm, not tense, not dangerous. Just 2 people finally reunited. Park entered quietly. "Boss, the organization is stable." Blink. "And your enemies are backing off." Blink. Park hesitated. "She changed everything." Kang Min-jae looked at Amara. "Always did." Park nodded. Then he bowed to her, deeply. "Thank you, madam." She shook her head. "You protected him." Park answered honestly. "He woke up for you." That truth settled in the room. On days past, Kang Min-jae regained strength quickly, walking slowly, speaking clearly. The guards no longer hovered nervously. They relaxed, because the king had returned. But something else changed too. He smiled more, only around her. One morning, he stood near the window, Amara beside him. "You'll leave the hospital soon." "With you?" She laughed softly. "Yes." He looked at her. "Stay. This time. I'm not going anywhere." That was enough. The day he was discharged, the entire entrance was filled with black cars. His men lined both sides. They bowed as he walked out, slow, strong, alive. Amara walked beside him, not behind, beside. Park opened the car door. "Boss?" Kang Min-jae paused. Then he looked at Amara. "Home?" She nodded. "Yes, a home." He helped her into the car first. The guards noticed. That alone told them everything. She wasn't just his wife. She was his equal. The car doors closed. The convoy moved. Inside, silence. Peaceful silence. He reached for her hand. She held it. "No one near me." She smiled. "Except me." He nodded. "Only you." And outside, the city moved normally. No one realized the most feared man in Korea had just returned. No one knew a quiet black nurse had changed everything. No one understood that the paralyzed Mafia boss woke up. Only for her. Because she wasn't just the nurse allowed near him. She was the only person he trusted. The only one he waited for. The only one who could calm the most dangerous man in the country. And anyone who tried to hurt him again would face both of them. Together. To the king and the woman who brought him back to life.